Mark Rogers TV talking Ohio State football again on a Wednesday night. We're just about 2 weeks away from the NFL draft. And while this particular draft may not turn out to be the Ohio State parade that last year's turned out to be in 2016, at least within those first 10 spots, Ohio State may show to be the cream of the crop again, at least again, maybe not in terms of volume, but in terms of quality. Brandon Zimmerman from the Buckeye Battle Cry talking some Ohio State football with us. So the Ohio State secondary basically is showing us that not just on the collegiate field, but the talent scouts in the NFL are backing up what we saw last year and over the last couple of years, that these guys are special talents.
Yes, these three guys are really starting to make a mark with a lot of these teams. Lattimore came into this draft process when the season ended. A lot of people thought he was a top 10 pick after the combines and after pro days, and just the way that he has interviewed with people. There's talk of him being a top 5, top 3 type of pick. So Lattimore should go anywhere in the top 5, possibly drop down to somewhere in that 6 to 10 range. But Lattimore will be off the board before the top 10 is up. He's pretty much the consensus number 1 cornerback right now. Second guy back there in the safety is Malik Hooker, who's another guy who was projected top 5 there for a while. Now he's kind of top 10 range due to his offseason surgery. Hasn't been able to really work out as much as he would like. And so he's basically going off of the interviews and his last season. So I fully expect Hooker to go into the top 10, be drafted somewhere in there. But, I honestly wouldn't be too shocked if he dropped down to like a 12, 13 range just because of the shoulder problem and surgery that he just had. But I think it would be safe to think he's probably going to be a top 10 pick. Gareon Conley, that third guy back there in the secondary, is the one that's really kind of made his mark. Not really too much of a shock to me. I was one that was kind of always surprised how little Conley was talked about during the season. If you talk to me in October, November, even going into the college football playoffs, and you asked me who the best cornerback was for the Buckeyes, I would have told you that it was Gareon Conley. He's just always been that kind of shutdown guy. He's not as flashy as Lattimore. He doesn't get as many picks as Hooker does. He's just that true kind of shutdown guy. He came out and ran a really fast 40 time. So he's shot up a lot of people's boards. Definitely kind of secured himself top 20 pick, and is recently even more after his interviews. He's kind of, wouldn't shock me if he even played his way into the top 10. I believe it was Mel Kiper came out today and has him rated as his number 2 cornerback behind Lattimore. A lot of talk that a lot of teams really just see Lattimore and Conley as 1A and 1B. So Conley's helped himself out more than anyone that I can think of for the Buckeyes in the draft. So all 3 of those guys are looking at top 15 picks and could all slide into the top 10 depending on how the draft goes and if there's a run on the secondary.
In sizing up Mel Kiper's picks versus Todd McShay right here, Malik Hooker goes in the top 5 according to both of those analysts. Malik Hooker to the Bears at number 3 and number 5 to the Tennessee Titans. Malik Hooker, both top 5 selections. You mentioned Marshon Lattimore. He's a top 5 selection according to Mel Kiper to the Titans, and a top 10 selection to the Bills according to McShay, and Gareon Conley at number 14 or number 22 to the Eagles at 14 if it plays out according to these 2 analysts.